Hello, my lovely wolf pack, and happy Taco Tuesday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful evening and getting in your tacos. I know that liberals really hate it when conservatives eat tacos for some reason, so I hope you're all having one just to make them mad. Anyway, yeah, we're coming at you pretty late tonight, a little late. Not as late as usual, but a little late. I do apologize for that, but you guys know how it goes. It is what it is. We try to get in these videos whenever we can, whatever time of the day we can. But yeah, that's why we need support from viewers like you. Anyway, welcome back to the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I cannot wait to get started. But before we do, as usual, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with literally everyone you've ever met in your entire life, and join the pack today. Join it. Smash that like button, subscribe, share, all the things. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, well, my friends, it's another slow news day, so I kind of figured I'd take this opportunity to talk to you guys about something that's not really getting nearly enough attention from the media, and it definitely should be from what I'm reading here. So I know when we talk about illegal immigration and human smuggling, we usually think about the southern border connecting us to Mexico, but we're actually going to talk today about the northern border and a potential invasion happening there, especially when it pertains to human smuggling operations. And I don't think anybody's paying attention to the Canadian border. I think when it comes to illegal immigration, like we just don't talk about the northern border. Like, dude, it's miles and miles of woodlands, dude. Like, we got this whole wall up at the southern border. I don't know why we can't do the same thing for the Canadian border, but I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. We need to focus on this, I think, guys. Make some noise to your senators, to your congressmen. We really need to bulk up security at the northern border. After looking into this story, this is very, very concerning to me. And I think it's going to be concerning you guys, too. So this investigation was brought to us by independent journalist Tyler Hansen, along with Frontline's TPUSA. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. Let me switch cameras. All right, guys. So we got this video for you. I know this is probably going to be more like a reaction video, but we got a little bit of stuff here to read too. So we got this video. This is from Frontline's TPUSA on YouTube, but we also have they got a little introduction here on their X account to this video. So we'll go ahead and read that quick. So it says, from India to America, the Canadian smuggling route. Nearly 50,000 Indians on student visas have disappeared from Canada's immigration system. But the issue goes far beyond missing international students. That's concerning, to say the least. Canada's immigration system has created a pipeline that is being exploited by people seeking a path into the United States through legal loopholes, visa overstays, and illegal smuggling networks. In this exclusive Frontlines TPUSA documentary, at Taylor USA and at Keon Simone 44, you guys can find those guys on X. Travel across Canada's southern border, track down and meet with an alleged human smuggler operating on social media, and investigate Brampton's massive demographic transformation. Through our investigation, we document active crossing routes, test the Royal Canadian Mounted Police response times, and speak with residents living next to the border between Canada and the United States. What we uncover reveals how Canada has become nothing more than a stepping stone into America, and how vulnerable the security is at the northern border. Yeah, this is why I wanted to do this episode, because, yeah, that's very, very concerning that they're using Canada as a stepping stone. And you know, I kind of had this thought once we started bulking up security at the southern border. I initially had the thought of like stuff going down, because once you plug one hole, guys, you just got another hole that pops open in another place, you know. So I think it's pretty important that we tackle this story. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get to this video. I'm going to kind of try to be hopping around in this video a little bit. It's kind of a long video and to save on time, but if you guys want to go see it, you can find it on YouTube at Frontlines TPUSA. It's one of their first videos, or you can find the video too, at Frontlines TPUSA on X as well. I highly recommend you guys follow them. They got a lot of good stories. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out this video.
Can you get good footage with that? Yeah. The lake. She said that we would be taking to a lake that we have to walk across.
So you just can't try it without crossing any swimming or doing boating. You just gonna walk and go across it.
Okay, so this is...
It's gonna back of the checkpoint and you're gonna cross it.
I'm a journalist. Are you guys interested in giving me a comment on why you guys are illegally smuggling humans into America?
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
So in terms of the total number of students that we did ask for compliance, that results in potentially 47,175. We have not yet determined whether or not they are fully non-compliant.
Okay.
These are initial results that the institutions provide to us.
Could you find them if they are compliant?
Any foreign national in Canada would be under the purview of the Canada Border Services Agency,
Okay.
So they have an inland investigation
So how do you
team.
know if your measures are effective? How many right now are fully non-compliant?
I don't have that number.
Can you provide that with committee?
That would be a challenging number because
How do you, if you don't know how many are non-compliant, how can you track them and remove them?
There are nearly 50,000 students on foreign visas missing north of the border. I have a theory on where they may have disappeared to, and you're probably not going to like it. But before I tell you, I have to take you to Canada.
Canada.
Get the fuck out of my country!
Yeah, you tell him, old man.
That's right. So we send them back home.
I visited Brampton, Ontario, a city locals commonly refer to as Brampladesh or Browntown, because of its extremely dense Indian population. Out of roughly 750,000 residents, 52% are of South Asian descent. This figure doesn't account for the large number of international foreign overstays on tourist or student visas, nor does it include the incoming numbers on their tourist visas, which are easily attainable and are valid.
So they're using student visas to get into Canada because Canada has a less strict, I guess, application to get a student visa in Canada than the U.S. does. But then instead of going to school in Canada, they're really just hopping the border into the United States from Canada. That's insane, guys. That's extremely concerning. Yeah. This is the problem that we have both with Mexico and Canada, that neither of these places have strict immigration policies. So nobody wants to live in Canada or Mexico. They all want to come here. So we're like sandwiched in between these two countries that are doing absolutely nothing to protect their own borders, and therefore we're having to deal with the influx of people because they ain't coming into Canada, or they ain't coming into Mexico to stay in Mexico. No, they're coming to be here. The United States is the goal. It's kind of like how over in the EU and the European countries, how they'll go from, I think they get into France, and France basically traffics them over to Great Britain. Yeah, dude. These people, because they know that they can get into some of these other countries a lot easier than they can get into here. So if they can just get into that country, then getting into mainland United States is real easy. Real easy from there. Once you get into Canada or Mexico, from there it's pretty easy. But you see how we've ramped up security over in Mexico. So now we got this. And I think it doesn't get enough media coverage at all, the northern border. It doesn't, like, when it comes to drugs, our human smuggling, all that stuff, I don't think it gets nearly enough attention from the media. But I guess that's why we're here, guys. That's why Wolfpack's here. We'll dig into the stuff that other people won't. I'm gonna fast forward here a little bit. Here we go. We'll kind of go there. Boop.
This is what many in Canada would describe as a diploma mill. Basically a satellite campus for an actual accredited college, which is not based in Toronto. But during the international student craze, many of them opened up locations like this one here. Now, what was going on here was what was going on many of these international student campuses. They were essentially attracting international students, mostly from India, actually almost all from India, paying extremely high tuition fees with the express intent of working around the immigration laws to be able to get permanent residency, the equivalent of a green card, but permanent residency here in Canada. In between 2019 and 2023, international student intake in Canada rose by 190%. So we had at one point, at our peak, over 1 million active student visas in Canada. The mayor confirmed that there were at least 80 unrecognized and unlicensed diploma mill colleges operating in Canada as a way to essentially fast-track Indian immigration into Canada for permanent residency. And they were operating in strip malls.
Strip malls?
Yes, strip mall colleges. There would be a fast food restaurant, and right beside it, in a strip mall, a college.
Guys, that is obvious fraud. You're asking for it, dude. You see, these fucking people, man, in Canada, you guys are fucked. You guys are gonna be just as fucked as the UK. The only difference is that fucking we're gonna have to deal with it at the end of the day. Because like I said, ain't nobody want to live in Canada. They're just coming to Canada to get here. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm going to fast forward again. He just goes on to show the strip mall colleges, the inside of it. There's nobody there. Let's skip through again. I'm trying to get to, here we are. Trying to get to where they're actually showing the smuggling.
What goes on up north?
They drive up, get out, lay some planks, hit the gas, and drive off. We'll recall stories involving the now closed Smuggler's Inn, where the owner helped people illegally cross Zero Avenue.
Just as cartels advertise to South Americans, Indian smugglers have been running the same operation right under our nose. Or should I say, right over our heads. We researched these networks for weeks. Instagram posts and TikToks. It's a copy and paste system from how cartels brought millions of people and billions worth of drugs in from the south. It's as simple as messaging the number from social media and arranging transport to the border. Most of the accounts advertise out of Montreal, which is located about an hour north of New York State and Quebec, a French province in Canada.
That's insane. Oh, sorry guys.
He has a Chicago-based phone number, and I found him actually originally openly advertising human smuggling, basically operations coming from Canada into the United States of America. So I shot him a text. We've been going back and forth, and he basically...
That's absolutely insane. How is nobody cracking down on this? Somebody in the higher up in the government needs to be made aware of this. I don't know, man. Homeland Security, the FBI, somebody needs to have some sort of knowledge on this. You just fucking, they're just openly advertising it on like TikTok and shit. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? It should not be this easy to commit crime, bro. I remember back in my day, dude, you couldn't, like, even smoke a joint without getting arrested after fucking, you light up that shit and you're immediately in jail. Like, dude, I don't understand. It should not be this easy to commit these high-level crimes, man.
Responded immediately and said that yes, we'll get you and your family smuggled into the United States of America. He believes I am coming with my wife and child at the moment. Not only that, he has also arranged me a job in Chicago that includes transportation, so I get a car, I get food, and I get a place to live full time. So pretty wicked deal if you're an illegal immigrant.
Got the rich
essentially just trying to
on.
cross into the United States of America. Everything is set and ready for you. He has since asked us to share our location, so we're going to share the location of the hotel right down the street, and we're going to get ready. We're going to go over there and see what comes out of it. He just shared a live location as he requested at the pickup point that we set, this random hotel, as you can see. So now we are just waiting for a response from him. He said that he gave the driver my number, and that he's going to be on his way soon. Directly behind me in this hotel parking lot is where we're going to be meeting with the human smuggler and hopefully speaking to him, getting some more details out of him. All of a sudden, I sent him my live location, as I showed you earlier, and I got multiple text messages from different people talking about, where are you, when can I pick you up, and to discuss the details further with me. So it seems like there's almost an interconnected network, kind of like how the cartels use on the southern border, and they then gather the main information.
It's like a smuggling Uber, bro. Freaking illegal border crossing Uber. Like, what? Like I said, guys, it should not be this easy to commit international crimes, bro.
From me, and then disseminate it out to dozens of smugglers. And whoever is first come, first serve, they essentially are the ones that get paid for this. So we're waiting for him here right now. So see, I have a little pen camera here. Obviously, I'm not going to have the mic on me when I approach. Try and get up-close video of this human smuggler. My story is, I have a 9-year-old child. They continuously are asking what age my kid is. One of them just said, make sure he doesn't cry. So that's interesting. But one of the people that messaged us after our fixer connected us with this network, he reached out around 9:26 p.m. and said that he isn't able to do it tonight because that one of their groups went out tonight right around 9 p.m. So it seems like we just missed them. The fixer didn't connect us with them in time. But one of the people that messaged on the side was saying that they are sending one of their drivers out right at this moment.
This is insane, guys. This is some hardcore journalism, I'll give them that.
Just the lake. My wife is just a little nervous. What do you want to shoot? What? What do you... She said we'd be crossing a lake.
The lake. The audio very good.
Lake.
Something
she said
about
that
the
we
lake.
Were taking to a lake that we have to walk across. No. What? We're moving a little bit. I can show you the website. Yeah.
That's some
my wife can
sketchy
get her inside.
shit,
She's
dude.
just a little nervous. So there's going to be another driver coming to get us?
Yeah. The other driver is coming, so just sit in a car, give me the payment, and the vehicle.
Smuggler number one is directly adjacent to me in this parking lot in the motel, driving a gray Honda Civic. He was a Indian guy, probably about 20 years old. We spoke extensively about it. He seemed pretty sketched out at first, realizing, I'm a white guy. But we kind of smooth talked him down, just said that my wife is worried. We have our kid with us. And he ended up actually showing me the location on the lake that we were going to cross. He said, we don't have to cross the lake. We're going to basically, it's a 10 to 15 minute walk is what he said, through the woods to the right of a border checkpoint. And then they would then pick me up in the United States of America, and then they would drive us into basically upstate New York City. So that's how the process works. We're waiting to see if car number 2 shows up. The person responsible just requested that I share my live location for 8 hours so they can track me. I told him that I got enough information. I'm going to go tell my wife, going to go pack our bags because they wanted us to combine it all down into one bag and bring him $9,500 USD.
So who's bringing this guy this money? That's what I want.
The actual transport car appears to be.
But that's about all we'll show there from that, guys. It's a pretty long video, and just to save time, I got an article I need to read to you guys too here in a second. But yeah, if you guys want to check out that entire video, it's pretty insane. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Like I said, it's from at Frontlines TPUSA on YouTube or X, whichever one you want to watch it on, whichever you prefer. Anyway, I'm going to bring up this article quick for you guys real quick. Hold on. Da-da-da. All right, real quick here, guys. We will get to this article. So this article is actually all the way from May of this year. This is back in May. Wow. So we got this from the Investigative Post. Inside a derailed human smuggling operations, reporters from the Investigative Journalism Bureau exposed the lucrative and dangerous business by posing as migrants seeking to cross from Canada into the U.S. illegally. So yeah, so this is a Frontlines TPUSA isn't the first ones to kind of do some of this stuff. Let's see here. In a rural farming region south of Montreal, a narrow trail slices through the forest separating Hemingford, Quebec, from Moores, New York. So this is like around the same area that Taylor Hansen was investigating. So around the same area, it looks like. Yeah. Through text messages sent around 2 a.m. on January 22nd, 2025, 2 alleged human smugglers prepared to send clients southbound from Canada into the United States through the snow-covered woodlands on foot. Be ready, 4 people, says one smuggler, preparing for the illegal crossing of his clients. Copy, replies his colleague, who is awaiting their arrival on the U.S. side of the border. The messages and other details are taken from documents in U.S. federal court cases against an Indian national identified as Shivam and Bailey Burger. Fucking what Burger? Bailey Burger. Bob's Burgers. A New York resident. The court records allege Shivam, I don't know how to pronounce Ooga Booga names, coordinated the smuggling operations, and Berger's job was allegedly to pick the clients up by car after they entered the United States. Berger has pleaded guilty to smuggling related charges. Shivam has pleaded not guilty. Lawyers for both men said they would not comment on the allegations, of course. The case files reviewed by the Investigative Journalism Bureau offer a window into the lucrative covert industry of illegal migrant smuggling crossing back and forth across the U.S.-Canada border. While Canadians in recent years have been alarmed by reports of undocumented migrants coming north across the border, many are in fact traveling south into the U.S. No shit. More than 200 illegal migrants were detained on entry by the U.S. Border Patrol at the border in the 4 months between October 2025 and January 2026, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection data. The area allegedly used by Shivam and Berger is 5 kilometers west of Roxham Road, an unofficial border crossing. Authorities closed the road in 2023, demolishing the RCMP buildings that had been used to process claimants. There we go. Claimants. Yeah, so this is like the exact same spot that they were doing this investigating that we just watched there. The strategies and techniques used by smugglers detailed in U.S. court records are remarkably similar to those identified in an IJB investigation last year into online smuggling advertisers in Canada. Reporters, so there are people investigating this at least. That's good. That's good to hear. Reporters posed as clients to interact with smugglers and learn about their methods. In some online accounts, individuals associated with smuggling networks appeared in online posts with handguns and rifles. Jesus. Yes. Thought I was scared of the cartel. Oh, we got Canadian Indian people. Oh, God. Like the alleged smugglers detailed in U.S. court records, those in Canada who interacted with IJB reporters used live location sharing via cell phones. So this has got to be like the same story that Taylor Hansen's working on here. Sharing via cell phones to coordinate Operation Safe Houses for temporary shelter and proof of life images that may also double as client testimonials on social media to attract new customers. The use of code words and slang is another common element used to signal a threat in text messages. Smugglers monitored by the IJB use terms including camp, a reference to detention facilities, to flag potential surveillance by authorities. Similarly, as Shivam and Berger allegedly ran their nighttime venture last year, Shivam shared text messages that read, "Mission abort BP." Authorities believe BP means Border Patrol. No shit. According to the criminal complaint against Shivam, the court records say these messages prove the men were aware of police presence and attempting to evade law enforcement. Despite that close call, the clients eventually made it through. At 7 a.m. local time, Berger sent a photograph of 4 people dressed in winter gear safely deposited on the American side. Officers outline in the court documents that these are proof of life images showing the clients had reached their destination. It's unclear who accompanied the clients on the Canadian side of the border. Just a few days after the border crossing, on January 26, U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested Berger of nearby Chazy, New York. Chazy, that's a weird name. On his phone, authorities allegedly found conversations with Shivam in which they discussed a conspiracy to unlawfully transport undocumented migrants into the U.S. from Canada, according to the criminal complaint against Shivam. Based on the sheer number of messages and photographs exchanged, Shivam and Berger successfully smuggled migrants into the U.S. on multiple occasions. The complaint reads, CBP spokesperson Ryan Bristol, or Brissett, I can't pronounce last names, guys, you know that, declined to elaborate on the case due to the sensitive nature of ongoing human smuggling investigations with our federal and international partners. Wow, so that's all I'm going to read to that. We're kind of out of time, but this is insane, guys. I think it's really important to bring this stuff to light, though, guys. It's really important that we're not just focusing on the cartels and the southern border, but we need to make sure that with Canada's lenient immigration system, to say the least, we need to make sure that we have it bolstered up over there on the Canadian border, especially over by New York, because that seems to be that spot over there seems to be where they're smuggling in people the most, considering we have 2 different reports that are reporting like the same area. But anyway, guys, we'll go ahead and let you go there. I hope you enjoyed the show. It was a little bit of a long one, longer than I would have liked, but had a lot of information for you guys. Wanted you guys to get the whole story. Plus, it's a Tuesday, slow news day, so you know how it is. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Share the show with everybody you know, and you can follow us on X and Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all the other places at Wolfpack Media 92, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys again tomorrow for the next episode. Have a good night, guys. Peace.